63% of mothers start off breastfeeding, but by 6 weeks, for many reasons, a quarter will have changed to bottle feeding. But it's better for a baby to have been breastfed, even if it is only for a short time. In every feed of breast milk, all the nutrients are there in exactly the right balance. The kind of protein, the kind of fats, vitamins, minerals are all geared for the baby to digest and absorb easily. It also contains antibodies to defend him against disease. It's convenient, it's quick, it's always at the right temperature. The ultimate inconvenience food, in fact.
I don't think I ever doubted that I was going to breastfeed. I knew it was the best thing for the baby, both physically and emotionally. It's obviously given him and my first child a lot of strength and immunity, and also made us very close, I think.
After about 6 to 8 weeks, they can discriminate between a nipple and a bottle teat. And that was it. He wasn't going to have any bottles or artificial milk at all. And one of the things, because the NCT have a breastfeeding counsellor, and she rang up to see how I was getting on, and I was okay. I sort of took to breastfeeding, although there was the tiredness angle. The actual mechanics were okay, and a lot of people don't sort of find the mechanics very easy, but no, he was all right. But I wanted to find out how to express milk so that I could sort of have a break, and sort of you overproduce milk anyway, so it was quite a good thing. And in this day and age, women do want convenience. They want to have time when they can go out and so on. And if you are breastfeeding, it's a tie, and especially when you're feeding on demand. But if you can put a bottle of milk in the fridge, or you can freeze milk or whatever, then you've got more flexibility about who does the feeding. You can give it to your husband or partner or whatever, or someone else who's babysitting.
Okay, for hand expressing you need a really nice wide mouth jug which is sterilised, and also it's important that you've actually washed your hands. Okay, so I'll give you the jug and a nice clean towel. Now I usually have the glass bowl underneath me, and so what you'd be doing is actually maybe leaning forward just a little bit. Okay, and you'd have your hands like that with your fingers against your chest and your thumb over, say, the top like that. Okay, and it's the movements that you want, is sort of in and then out. Okay, it's quite a gentle action, but before we do that, maybe what you could do is just to bring the milk down, is just to knuckle, just very gently knuckle your breast gently down, and that would just bring the milk to the reservoirs. Okay, that's it. Now if you just support your breast from underneath, that's it, and with this sort of action where you go thumbs in and then gently out, that's it. That's brilliant, wonderful. Okay, and then that's fantastic. Right, so this is why you need a very, very wide mouth jug, which you can use you hold with the other hand in order to get the jets into the right place. Yeah, are you happy with that?
Okay. Yeah. Am I doing it right?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
So you just sort of aim it more
That's it,
on the
more into whatever it is you need to get it into. You don't have to sort of stretch the skin over the nipple quite so hard. It's just very gently, and take your own time when you do that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
If you have chosen not to breastfeed for whatever reason, you can still have the same amount of closeness in a feed if you're using bottles. Keeping the baby close to you, talking and smiling can be just as satisfying for you and baby.
I wasn't allowed to breastfeed my own second baby for medical reasons, and shocked to the core, because I would always breastfeed a baby. I had to find a way to make using a bottle work for both of us. And it was that really that began to teach me that it's only convention that makes us feed babies so differently when we use a bottle. So I think one of the lessons I learned is that if you really don't want to breastfeed, or like me, you actually are one of the very few women who finds themselves in a position where they're forbidden to, if you take breastfeeding as a model and simply use the bottle as a fake breast milk container, you can actually get very much closer than most people do.
Whilst breastfeeding, you may need to eat more than when pregnant. As with pregnancy, the breastfed baby will receive the right nutrients from your body, so it's your own health which must be protected by eating a well-balanced diet. You'll feel better if you eat according to your appetite. It's better not to miss meals. Most mothers find, if they're breastfeeding very frequently, they need snacks as well as main meals, even during the night. Provided you eat a good, varied diet, no vitamin supplements should be necessary.
In general, there is no food you cannot eat while breastfeeding. You can eat what you fancy, though it's better to avoid excessive amounts of any one food. However, if you do eat or drink something to which you or your baby are sensitive, it may produce a reaction in your baby. Very occasionally, dairy products eaten by a breastfeeding mother have been shown to cause colic in some babies. If you suspect this, you can discuss it with your health visitor or breastfeeding counsellor. You will probably find you need to drink more. Often you feel thirsty while you're breastfeeding, and it can be a good idea to have a drink handy whilst feeding.
Yeah, it's just down there.
You may want to go on breastfeeding after you go back to work. You can either express and freeze breast milk to be given while you're away, or switch to formula for some feeds and continue breastfeeding morning and evening. Some women say it's lovely to come home to that closeness after being apart all day. Going back to work can be emotionally and physically taxing. For a few weeks you may find you're too tired to do anything apart from work, look after the baby, and look after yourself properly. And it's important to get enough rest.